For those of you who watch this channel regularly, you know I cover a ton of grips for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Lite on this channel. Today, we've got a new one. For me, when it comes to grips for the two Switch units, for the Switch Lite, since it came out, I've been using the Grip Case Lite from Skull & Co. I think that's the best one for the Switch Lite. I think it's still the best one for the Switch Lite. I love the interchangeable grips. I really love everything they did with that. Now, on the other hand, for the Switch, back then, for me, it was the Satisfy, because I didn't really like the one that Skull & Co had out at the time. It really didn't feel the way I wanted it to feel. It really just wasn't for me. Then Skull & Co came out with the Crystal Case. That one I did like, and that is what I've been using on my Switch up until now. Now, if you have been watching this channel, as I said earlier, you would know I did have a few problems with that grip. It was a little bit loose. There was something about it, it was not quite tight enough on the Switch. I did a full review on that, which I'm gonna link at the end of this video, but Skull & Co now has a new member of the Switch Grip family. This is the NeoGrip for the Nintendo Switch OLED and the Nintendo Switch. With a name like Neo, it's gotta be the one, right? Anybody who actually got that reference, leave the name of the movie down below. But what is up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video and click the link over to our podcast channel. We upload our new podcasts every single week over there, and if you want to catch them live, you can catch them either on my Twitch, twitch.tv/dripmedia, or on the Twitch of my co-host, Uncle Jeeb, at twitch.tv/Uncle Jeeb. You can also find that podcast anywhere you like to listen to podcasts. All the links are over there, so check that out after this video. All right, so let's jump right in. First thing we gotta do is take a look over the entire grip. Let's get a good look at it, give you an idea of what you're gonna be getting here. Obviously, this thing's gonna come with all three sizes of the grips that you get with the Crystal. I'm gonna go ahead and not go over those again because I've been over them. If you want to know more about the grips themselves, check that video out. Again, it'll be linked at the end. Now, as you turn this thing around here, obviously you can see they have completely abandoned the TPU shell, which honestly I think is a good idea. I think it worked well for the Switch Lite because it was a little bit smaller, the shape was a little bit different, and you could really get that thing to wrap around there and be tight with grips this big. I think the Switch is just too big to be able to do that. So they have gone with more of like a backbone style, just more of a chassis of a case. And it's actually not even a case. This is more of just a grip. You are kind of losing that protection that you had on the top and bottom with that TPU. But again, I think with the Switch, this is a better way to go. And whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it, the TPU, eventually over time, it does yellow. Is it cheap to replace? Yes, it's very cheap to replace, but still, that is kind of a pain. Having something like this, I think, is a better way to move forward with these types of grips. Now, quickly, I do want to address a few questions I've already been asked 100 times. Yes, these are the same exact grips that you get with the Crystal Case. So if you do have a Crystal Case and you have a lot of different colors of these that you like to interchange, depending on the Joy-Cons that you're using, you are going to be able to use those on this case as well. And I quickly also wanted to mention that this does also come in black. I do have the white one here. The black one is going to come with the red and blue grips on the end just to match the other model of the OLED Switch. Later on in the video, I'm going to give you guys all the information about how you can get this thing, what kind of bundles they have, all that, so stick around for that. It's coming soon. The next question I've been asked a ton, and I've kind of already addressed this, is yes, this thing will work for the regular Switch and the OLED Switch. The only thing you have to do is take this little strip right here actually comes out, and it's really easy to take out. I'm gonna show you guys how that's done right now. All you're gonna do is take out these screws right here, take this off, slide the little insert out, put this back in, you're ready to roll. It's 3 screws right there, and you don't have to worry about them touching your Nintendo Switch. They are flat countersunk screws, so they don't come anywhere near your Switch. And while we actually have it out of there, I'll show you what's going on the inside here. You can see they've got rubber strips right here to keep it off the plastic. It just puts a little bit of a barrier between your Switch and the plastic. Also, kind of like a felt one right here behind the Joy-Cons. They also actually included, if you can see, these little black dots here, those are actually little rubber pads that they included in the case. They did not come installed on the unit itself. I actually had to put those in there. There was a little note in there that said if you want it to be a little bit tighter in there that you can put these in. I do recommend, if it comes to you and it doesn't already have these put in there, to go ahead and put them in. It does not make it overly tight. It does not hurt the Joy-Cons, but it makes it snug, and you want it in there snug. The Switch itself does clip in with this little clip that just kind of snaps into place there. With these in there, you don't really need it, but it is nice to have it there as, you know, extra security. Now, as far as the little rubber pieces that are in there that you have to do yourself, I think the reason they were left out is just because maybe they didn't actually have an OLED switch to make sure that this was all going to fit nice and snug, and they wanted to leave them out just in case, not knowing the tolerances. I do want to say that I did get this grip before I actually got my OLED, so this was clearly made before that. It may change going forward. They may actually just put those in there. We'll have to see. My suggestion to them would be go ahead and just put them in. While it may not actually need it, I think the added protection just against the plastic is probably something you want to go ahead and do for sure. So if yours aren't in there, make sure you do put those in before you slide your Switch unit inside. Now again, I said this earlier, most of the negative feedback I had from the Crystal was the fact that it flexed a whole lot. I didn't really like the fact that it wasn't stiff. It wasn't solid whenever you were trying to play. This one, I am happy to report, is very, very solid. Everything about the flex in the Crystal case, this has completely fixed. That was probably the only negative feedback I gave Skull & Co. about the Crystal case. It's clearly been fixed here. They've clearly added these extra pads just to make sure that it is a nice tight fit. So it is nice to see that they are listening to our feedback. Now, as we go ahead and look at the back of this thing again, as you know, with the new OLED Switch, we got a very, very big upgrade to our kickstand. And with this grip, you can still use your kickstand in its full motion. If you have these bigger grips on, you are gonna have to take those off. But again, very simple to just slide these things off and set it down on a table. If you have the smaller versions on, you won't even need to take them off. You can go ahead and just pull the kickstand out and sit it right down. The kickstand wasn't really something I used on my other Switch, but with this one, I think it actually may be something I do end up using a little bit more. I'm gonna make another video, a follow-up video about how I feel about this OLED overall at the end of this week. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you get subscribed for that video. Another quick thing I wanted to add is this grip is not dockable. I know a lot of people do like to have a dockable grip. I don't recommend it. I've said it several times in several videos. I don't recommend putting your Switch in the dock with a case on it like that. The heat is too much. It's not meant to be in there with something wrapped around it. It's just not a good idea. This one is not dockable. Not a big deal to me, but I did want to let you guys know about that. Now, before I give you guys the cons of this grip, and there are a few, and it's not even really to do with the grip, but before we get into all that, I do want to just let you guys know how you can get this thing, how you can buy it. And I will have links down below. They are affiliate links. There will be an Amazon link. There will be a direct link to the website along with a code. I believe it is 12% off. I may be wrong. It might be 10 to 12% off. If you want to go ahead and do that, you can do that. If you want to do it on Amazon, either way, it does help me out. They're affiliate links, and I do thank you. All right, so you can get this grip in a bundle with, of course, all three size grips, the NeoGrip itself, and the max carry case. I'm not gonna go over the max carry case in this video. Again, I did one on the Crystal case. I go over it in depth there, so if you wanna know more about the max carry case, that video will be linked at the end of this one. They are literally the same case. Now, you can also buy this on its own with the grip itself, all the different size grips to go on the end. You'll get all three sizes, just that. So it's gonna be a little bit cheaper. You won't get the max carry case, but if you already have a Crystal and you have the max carry case, maybe it would be better for you to just buy it by itself. The other ways you can get this thing, you can actually get it without the grips on it at all. So let's say again, you do have the Crystal case and you already have a bunch of these. You don't really need to buy any more if you don't want to. You can get it just like this without any of these on it. So it's gonna be even cheaper then. And yes, you can also buy these white ones, the full set of the white ones, without buying this white grip. So let's say you wanna buy the black version of the body itself and then get the white grips to go on it. You can do that. You can buy them separately. I think you're gonna pay maybe $3 more if you buy them separately like that. But I mean, if that's the color combination you really want, I mean, what's $3? Okay, so very briefly before we wrap this up, I wanna tell you guys what I think are the flaws of this grip. And I gotta be honest, I don't think it's the grip at all. I really like this grip. As you probably already know, this is the grip I'm gonna be using for my Switch OLED going forward until something better comes along, which I don't really know how it can. I've been waiting on this grip for a while. This is what I hoped that the Crystal would be. Like I said, it was a little loose, let me down a little bit. I really, really like this grip. I think there are a few small things that they could include in this kit to make it better. One, this is not a problem that I have had, but this is a problem I can see happening for maybe younger kids or people who just don't have tools. This grip requires you, if you want to change it, to use it for a regular switch, not the OLED switch. It comes ready for the OLED switch, but if you want to change it to use it for the regular switch, you have to have a screwdriver. It does not come with a screwdriver. I think that is something that should definitely be put in every single version of how they sell this thing. It should come with a small, cheap screwdriver, just something that'll get the job done. Because me, not a problem. But a 10-year-old who gets this for Christmas from an aunt, an uncle, or, you know, anybody, they may not be able to get to a screwdriver to be able to change it to use for their regular switch if they don't have an OLED. Now, I know that's not a massive deal, but we get kits to change the color of our Joy-Con shells, and even those kits come with 2 screwdrivers in every single kit. I do think Skull & Co could definitely include a small screwdriver with this kit just to make it a little bit easier on everybody, just trying to change it back and forth between, you know, whatever it's gonna be, for the Switch or the OLED Switch. Now, the next one I am having a problem with. As you could probably see when I took this thing out of the case, I'm missing a screw. I picked my OLED Switch up the day it came out. I came back here, filmed the video that came out Friday. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. But I got really excited after filming. I wanted to get this thing back ready to put the OLED inside of it. I took the screws out. I lost one in the carpet. I still can't find it. I think including a few extra screws really would not be that big of an issue for them to do. I would love to see them include a screwdriver, some extra screws, and the last thing, I think these pads should probably just be pre-installed. It does make it a little bit tighter of a fit in there, which I think is good. It's not overly tight, and it avoids scratching the Joy-Con. So I think those should go ahead and just be put in place before we even get them as a consumer. Other than those small things, I absolutely love this grip. I think this is probably my favorite grip that they've done. And in my opinion, yes, the NeoGrip is the one. It's the one that I'm gonna be using going forward. If my Switch isn't going to be docked, I don't see any reason for me to take it out of this case. I mean, it's comfortable, it's versatile, it's customizable. I mean, really, what more do you want? This time, I really do think Skull & Co got it right. But again, guys, there are going to be links to all this stuff down below. Like I said, affiliate links to Amazon, affiliate links over to the Skull & Co site. There is a discount code. I don't know what it is. It's 10 or 12. Either way, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. But guys, that is gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you are subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.